Once upon a time, in a quiet little village, there lived a hard-working laborer. Every single day he would dig up soil from the ground, load it onto his donkey, and sell it in the market. This was his simple, honest routine, day in and day out. One afternoon, as he was digging, his shovel struck something hard. Curious, he knelt down and brushed away the dirt. There, nestled in the earth, was a bright, shiny stone. It sparkled beautifully under the sunlight, but the man, having never seen anything like it, had no idea what it truly was. To him, it was just a pretty piece of rock. So he tied it around his donkey's neck as a simple ornament and went on with his work. The next morning, as he walked through the village, that sparkling stone caught everyone's eye. Among the crowd was a local merchant who owned a small grocery shop. He stopped the laborer and asked, "Friend, where did you get this shiny stone?" The laborer smiled and replied, "Oh, I found it while digging yesterday. It looked nice, so I kept it." The merchant admired its brilliant shine and thought it would look wonderful in his shop. He asked, "Would you be willing to sell it to me?" The laborer thought for just a moment and said, "Sure, you can have it for 50 rupees. The merchant agreed instantly, paid him the money and took the stone home. He tied the glittering stone to his weighing scale as a decoration. Day after day, customers would come in and compliment how beautifully it looked. Then one afternoon, a jeweler happened to walk into the shop. The moment his eyes fell on the stone, he froze. He leaned closer, examining it carefully, and his heart began to race. This wasn't just some shiny rock, and it was a diamond, a rare, absolutely priceless diamond. Trying to keep his composure, the jeweler asked the merchant, "Where did you get this stone?" The merchant replied casually, "I bought it from a laborer for 50 rupees. Why do you ask?" The jeweler's voice trembled slightly as he said, "Will you sell it to me?" The merchant smiled. "Of course, give me 100 rupees and it's all yours." The jeweler hesitated. He desperately wanted the diamond, but didn't want to pay a rupee more than he had to. So he tried to bargain. "I'll give you 80 for it." But the merchant just shook his head. No, 100 is the price. Take it or leave it." The jeweler frowned and said, "Fine, I'll come back tomorrow. Perhaps you'll change your mind by then." That very evening, as fate would have it, another jeweler entered the same shop. His car had broken down nearby and he'd only stopped in to buy a bottle of water. But as soon as he stepped inside, he noticed the shining stone. His expert eyes recognized its immense value instantly. Without wasting a single moment, he asked the merchant, "Will you sell this?" The merchant replied calmly, "Yes, for 100 rupees." The jeweler immediately paid the money, took the diamond, and left with a smile on his face. The next morning, the first jeweler returned, expecting to bargain. He looked around and saw the stone was gone. In shock, he asked, "Where is it? Did you sell it?" The merchant simply nodded. "Yes, last night someone bought it for 100 rupees. The jeweler slapped his forehead in absolute frustration. "You fool," he shouted. "That wasn't just a stone. It was a priceless diamond worth a fortune, and you sold it for a mere 100 rupees. The merchant just laughed and replied, "Sir, you knew it was priceless, yet you wasted your chance arguing over 20 rupees. So tell me, who is the real fool here? Me who sold it for a profit, or you who lost it all for nothing?" The jeweler stood there in silence, completely filled with regret. From that day on, everyone in the village remembered this story. It taught 3 powerful lessons. First, don't let greed blind you to wisdom. Second, don't delay your decisions. Great opportunities rarely wait. And third, learn to value what you have before it's gone. Because sometimes, the things that look the most ordinary are truly priceless. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.